Well, welcome back to Cable 14's Generation Z, and thank you for staying with us. So as I mentioned before the break, we're going to be talking about the right insurance for your business and making smart choices in regards to insurance as well. And I have to share with you, I was reading an article on entrepreneur.com, and it was saying, much like sunscreen, business insurance is one of those things you don't realize how important it is until you've been burned. A lot of entrepreneurs don't have it, and those who do may not be fully covered. So I thought this little quote from the article was so true, so I thought it would be a great idea to have our business expert, Sandy, from the Cooperators come in. So thank you so much, Sandy, for coming in today to talk about insurance and the right insurance. So how are you today?
I'm great. Thank you for having me.
That's good to hear. So in regards to insurance, why is it so crucial for business owners to get insurance?
It's the difference sometimes of staying in business and going out of business. Losses oftentimes can be catastrophic, and business owners don't have the cash flow to withstand a loss. So it's like a house, a foundation of a home. A house won't stand without the foundation, and insurance is very much the same when it comes to protecting your business.
Yeah, exactly. And I really do like that example about your house foundation, because personally for me, I find, especially with Generation Z, the name of our show, of course Generation Z is youth between the ages of 16 to 26. And I know for myself, as a youth, when I first started my business, I really didn't think I needed insurance. I was like, okay, I don't think I'm going to get injured. I'm a very careful person. I don't think I'm going to injure anybody else because, as I mentioned, I'm a careful person. But I think it's better to be safe than to be sorry, right? So are there any stories that you could share with us about things that have gone wrong with insurance or with insurance yourself?
Absolutely. So I would first start off by saying it's really important that the advisor that you work with really understands your business, your operations, and potential exposures, because that's really where the breakdown is between a client and an insurance company. It's because the insurance company oftentimes doesn't understand the full exposure that your business has. So myself personally, I was also a young entrepreneur, and I had a cleaning company, and early on, within a month of my startup, I actually had a loss. Oh, wow. And thankfully, my brother at the time, he encouraged me to take out business insurance, and my loss was covered. I used a substance that bleached a house owner's carpet.
Yeah.
It was a brand new home. They were moving in the next morning, and we had to replace all the carpets.
Wow.
So I certainly didn't have the money to do that, and the insurance company was able to replace that carpet for me.
Yeah.
But losses, oftentimes, liability losses are far larger than property damage. So slip and falls, for example, if you have clients visiting your premises, you could be subject to, or liable if they slip and fall.
Yeah, exactly.
On your property, and that is, that could be over $100,000.
Exactly, and I think that's so important to have your insurance, knowing that you are covered, and if something happens, there's a backup so you don't go bankrupt or you don't have to stop your business. And as I mentioned with that statistic at the beginning, 88% of businesses fail because they don't have insurance, and of course, they don't make the right decisions in regards to their insurance as well, right? Yeah. So what are the 4 types of insurance that business owners may need?
I would definitely say liability, property protection, income protection, and health coverage. So property would be any inventory or contents that you own. Liability would protect you in the event of bodily injury, or if you're providing expert advice, professional liability, and income protection. So if you fall ill due to death, disability, critical illness, you want to make sure you put that protection in place so that you yourself can continue to take care of yourself, because you're not able to run your business.
Exactly.
You'll need some income to to help you through that time.
Exactly, and that's very important. And I know another thing that I almost forgot with my business personally, because I know for a lot of startup companies, you think it's just going to be yourself working at first, but once you really start to get a lot of clients coming in, you may need that extra help.
Right.
So do you believe that it is very important to have insurance to cover your employees as well?
Oh, absolutely. And anytime there's a change in your business operations, that's a cue for you to contact your advisor to have a conversation so that they can counsel you on how your insurance needs to change. So, and it's different from one business to another, so there is no template, and that's why it's important to go through a needs analysis. And you need to feel good about the advisor who's helping you and trust them so that they can give you the proper advice.
Exactly, and that's very true. It's all about trust, right?
Yes.
And I feel when you have insurance, you have that trust for your business too, right?
Right, exactly.
So what advice could you give to startup companies or growing businesses about choosing that right insurance?
I'm going to sound a bit repetitive, but absolutely take the time. Oftentimes young entrepreneurs, or not even young entrepreneurs, new entrepreneurs want to rush through that process, and insurance can be the difference between you staying in business or having to shut down your business. So take the time to properly explain your operations, potential exposures, so that the advisor can give you proper counsel and give you the protection that you need in the event of a loss.
Yeah, that's very true. That is very true about getting in contact. And just in regards to getting in contact with your advisor, for what reasons do we need to remember to get in contact with our advisor? You mentioned changes, but what else, or what type of changes as well?
So if your exposure changes, so for example, if you start to add a different service to your business, if you broaden the depth of your business, if you're selling product and you're changing the products that you're selling or adding to it, that would be the time that you contact your advisor and have a conversation with them. Change locations, purchase new equipment.
Exactly.
Yes.
That is very true. And thank you so much for joining us today on Cable 14's Generation Z. We really do appreciate your advice about the right insurance and the insurance gambles and just making those right decisions and everything, and the smart choices about your business. So we have your full page board. If anybody would like to get in contact with Sandy, if you have any questions about insurance, get your paper and pen again and write down her information so you can find out what you need to do in regards to making those smart choices about your insurance. So you'll want to stick with us, because after the break, we are going to continue discussing how we can make smart choices for our business with the founders of Hint. So stay with us.